all right. We are here. We're back. It's Monday, so it's time for another episode of Nerdcamp Sports. Raj, how you feeling tonight, brother?
I'm feeling okay. I'm all right. Considering the fact that my team got manhandled on Sunday, but it is what it is, man. We already expected a loss, you know. But hopefully, we'll get to that. But hopefully, Justin Fields is okay, man.
Yeah. My team didn't look too good either, so
Yeah,
that's another thing there. It just wasn't a good day for
right.
us either. Which is something I left off the list. Not even intentionally. I was just trying to get the most important stuff out there.
Well, I get it. I get it, man.
But I want to take a second and start with the Indianapolis Colts, who for the first time in the Super Bowl era, a team has not punted in their first in two games. They have scored on every possession. They have not punted. What are your thoughts on this? And is Daniel Jones? Is he really a good quarterback? Like, I mean, let's we know the Giants have a garbage offensive line, but is Daniel Jones really the guy?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because this is only week 2, but I am truly impressed with how Daniel Jones have been playing. And I get it. When it comes down to playing in New York or New Jersey or whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of pressure because the media, there's a lot of shows that talk about you 24/7. You're pretty much the second highest market outside of, I would say, Los Angeles or Dallas, when it comes down to recognition and people talking about you. So I would say he's in a better situation in Indianapolis, but his nickname is Indiana Jones. So I got to give that a huge shout out because that's the most fierest nickname in the NFL right now.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones. I like how he's playing. I'm not going to go out on a limb and say they're a team that's going to take their division, but I will say they look impressive. I like what they have with their players, especially when it comes down to the way that Daniel Jones has been able to throw and also make decisions on the fly. But what I will say is this also, they have a real truly invested owner too. I don't remember her name right off the top, but she's actually on the floor. She's actually on the field with the team, with the headsets on while the game is happening. And I want to point that out because that is always a great thing when you see an owner that's that invested in the success of their team and they want to just go out there and see wins. They're not just in it for the money. So they look like they got a pretty good foundation, man. I mean, I love what they got with Jonathan Taylor. I love what they got with Michael Pittman. So they can pretty much do what they need to do to at least get close to winning their division or end up being a wild card team. So that's my take.
Well, I'm going to say that I'm just going to put a little initiative or another change, another dynamic out there is they're 2-0 right now.
Yeah.
And they're the division leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones, I was calling him Daniel Manning the other day because Peyton Manning entered his body. I'm just like, what is going on here? Crisp, precise passes, just really good decision making, making the right play, and I think Daniel Jones is a systematic quarterback. So, and I think the Giants system did not work. Their playbook did not work. Not having an offensive line will never work. If you don't have an offensive line, there's nothing you can do, right? But
exactly,
they, on this particular in this particular situation has done real good for him. And I believe that if they can sustain this, and maybe they're going to punt eventually, but if they
Yeah.
can win games, they're definitely in it for their division.
Right.
You know, for third two, like you said, it's only week 2. A lot can
Yeah.
happen, but we're going to talk about Jacksonville a little bit later. They showed a lot of life yesterday, even though they were still on the wrong end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Houston right now. They're playing pretty good through the first quarter. And then Tennessee. They got some stuff to figure out. Rookie quarterback, among other things. But I definitely
Yeah.
think they're in it. I do still believe Houston wins the division, but they do have an opportunity.
Right.
And I think it's impressive that they aren't punting. I think
Right.
it's impressive. It just shows that they're disciplined. And I was very critical, as I'm sure a lot of other people were, about
Oh
this
yeah.
decision to sign Daniel Jones. Like,
Yeah.
to sign him and make him your starter.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering that I felt like the Colts hadn't truly given Richardson an opportunity to prove himself.
Right. Right.
So I do think that it's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that it's that they have an opportunity to do something with what they have.
Yeah. And you know what else, Mike? And I think this is important for us to always understand. Sometimes it takes time for a player to actually get it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and I'm saying that because everyone wants to rush. They want to rush Richardson as fast as possible to get out there and actually make stuff happen. But in reality, when you're playing in the NFL, the NFL stands for no free lunches. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you're going to go out there and act like this is college football or this is, recreational football. This is real life. And these guys are grown ass men with bills, right? So if you throw out Richardson and he gets hurt or if he's not playing up to his part, guess what? That can easily set the whole franchise back. But if you get somebody like a Daniel Jones in a position that's been in the NFL for a few years, played in big time games, and he's showed that he can play, especially with the offensive line, then that's more of a sure bet. And if you decide to roll Richardson out later, or if something, God forbid, something happens to Daniel Jones, you at least have that backup. But you never want to put the second year or first year quarterback out there and expect them to make a huge change in your franchise. That's pretty much what most of these organizations take their approaches right now. And just real quick, I don't want to go on a tangent, but I want to say this. Like, look at what's happening in New York, right? Ironically, you have Jackson Dart playing behind Russell Wilson, right? Now, Russ did excellent yesterday. But if you notice, if you watch the game or if you watch the replay, they actually roll Jackson Dart out there every once in a while on some wildcat plays. So I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's something I would be super, super cautious with because I don't want someone that's my future franchise get hurt or feel like they're pressured to play in their first year.
Absolutely. But the other prominent part of it is this. When you use first round pick on a quarterback.
Yeah.
First round pick. Being a first round pick, whether you're pick 1 overall or you're pick 32, you are now expected to go out there and play. They're not taking quarterbacks like they used to. Tom Brady, 7th round pick, I believe, right? Jesus, I had another quarterback in my mind. So when you look at this, when you're selected in the first round, especially in the top 5 like Richardson, guess what? Unfortunately, you don't have that leisure.
Right.
Go out there and kind of stink it up. You were expected to go out there and perform right away.
Right.
It's an unfortunate thing. Not everyone can get lucky and be like
Yeah.
Mahomes or, get a good situation or have a decent situation built around them eventually, like Josh Allen or Lamar. But,
Mm-hmm.
it's a problem. It's a big
Yeah.
problem.
And he's 23, Mike.
Yeah.
He's 23, so he got time. I mean, especially nowadays with these quarterbacks playing. I mean, think about it. Someone like, what's my man's name? I just drew a blank. Los Angeles Chargers. I mean Rams. Stafford.
Stafford.
Someone like Matt Stafford. Old man Stafford's been in the league for damn near 12 decades.
12 decades is wild.
But no, seriously though, he's been in the league forever though, right? So somebody like Stafford shows you with the smarts and with the ability to throw, you could go out there and play the game until you're in your damn near your late 30s.
Yeah.
So
we see
if not later, yeah. Tom Brady played until his 40s. So 40s a little bit, it's pushing it because those are like elite stars that take care of their body, like LeBron and Tom Brady. But if you could get a guy to play until he's like 35, that's a blessing. You know what I mean? So he can have a great long-term career if he takes care of himself. Anthony Richardson he's a good quarterback. When he was in college, he played great, but he just got to work on a lot of stuff and, mature a little bit.
Absolutely. So I want to transition over to last night's game.
Yes.
It was the Vikings and the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons came out. I won't say they played well. They played better. I like that they're using Robinson more. Ooh, that was
yeah.
Good
that was excellent.
I like that they're using Robinson more, which is why I'm always edgy to pick him in fantasy. Not that he's not a phenomenal running back, but he doesn't get play calls like that.
Right.
So I'm always weary on that. But the bigger question isn't more or less about the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
In your opinion, are the Vikings in trouble?
I mean, yes and no. And I say that. Yeah.
I just want to say J.J. McCarthy's out.
Right.
Like two weeks. In the offense, Justin Jefferson started slow. It's just not looking good so far. But McCarthy's injury definitely doesn't help them.
Right. Yeah, no, that injury definitely doesn't help, but thank God it's not a Joe Burrow type injury, and we're going to get to that a little bit later. But what I will say, being out for 2 weeks is fine, especially, knowing that we have a pretty lengthy schedule this, every single season. So it's like, it's important to understand where everything is. This is J.J. McCarthy's rookie season, essentially, right? Justin Jefferson is Justin Jefferson. He's one of the top 3 receivers, if not top 1. He's a top guy. But the number one thing is he just got to remain healthy. If he stays healthy, everything is fine for the Vikings because they can figure it out. Now, you have, of course, a lot of other issues too now because from what I'm hearing, there's reports that Aaron Jones is injured. So now they're dealing with the issue with the running backs, So now you have Aaron Jones out and, of course, J.J. McCarthy. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on the second stringers.
And you still have Jordan Addison suspended one more game.
Damn, I forgot about his suspension. I thought it was this week. He don't come back this week?
No, he's out suspended 3 games.
Well, then you have Addison out, so it kind of opens up a lot of opportunities for the second and third stringers. However, knowing how fast this season moves, it's going to take a lot for you to get in that contention spot in the NFC. That's the only thing, because the NFC is stacked now. It's not how it used to be back in the days when it was like a few good teams and then you had, you have your contenders. No, everyone is pretty much a contender in NFC right now.
And not only that, their division is stacked.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, their division is amazing. I mean, the Vikings, let me see right now. Starting off at this time, um, 1-1. That's not bad, but it's not good either. Because you want to, if he's out, if JJ's out for 2 weeks, you want to at least have a 1-1 record. Best case scenario, 1-1. So you can come back and you'll be 2-2. You got the Packers ahead of you. Of course, you got the Lions and the Bears is kind of like, they're basement dwellers, but you don't want to sleep on them either. You don't want to allow them to figure it out. So that division, the NFC North, is no joke.
Absolutely. And I'm going to say they are in trouble.
Okay.
Especially if they lose week 3. Because for what you just said, the NFC is stacked and their division is stacked. The Packers, I picked them as, on the level I picked OKC 2 seasons ago. I firmly believe that Green Bay can definitely make noise and definitely make a trip to the NFC Championship, maybe even the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
They just defensively, Micah has upgraded that defense, and it is scary.
Yes. Yes.
They got Jalen Reed out, I think is his name, Jalen Reed.
Yeah, Jalen Reed, yeah.
He's out like 8 weeks, but that gives that rookie Matthew Golden time now. Gives him a shot to become what many people in their fantasy leagues drafted for him to be.
Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Golden, man.
You got Josh Jacobs, who I think has scored a touchdown 17 consecutive games, an NFL record.
Yes.
And you have Jordan Love playing very smart, methodical football.
Right. So, better than last year.
Absolutely. So to me, you have that and what the Lions did yesterday. Yeah, it was the Bears, but they still did it. That shows you. And it's not like they haven't done that or been able to do that against more competent competition. So if I'm the Vikings and my quarterback is out, and I'm just to be honest, in my opinion, they might be 1-3 if he's out 2 weeks. Now, let's just say the Packers are 4-0, Lions are 3-1. They're gonna start rolling. The only setback is a catastrophic injury. So if I'm the Vikings, I'm missing Sam Darnold to an extent.
Yeah, but hear me out, and I get why they made that move because Sam Darnold has a ceiling, and I know they all have a ceiling. I'm not saying no player has a ceiling, but his ceiling is not that high.
It's low.
It's very low compared to what JJ McCarthy's ceiling is, especially when you're talking about Hall of Fame, potential Hall of Fame wide receiver like, Justin Jefferson. You need that guy to be that guy to throw to him. You can't just have somebody that is okay and get you to the playoffs every single season. So, yeah, they might be missing him short term. They might be missing him, but long term, they're going to be thankful that they made the decision that they did. Because look at what he's doing in Seattle. You know what I mean? Like, he's not really lighting the world on fire up there. But I will say this. Week 3, the Vikings play the other injured quarterback's team, the Bengals. And we know the Bengals defense is trash.
Oh,
and they got no O-line. So it's like, I mean, I would pencil them in as a win, because even though I don't really think it's Carson Wentz, right? That's the quarterback, the backup quarterback for the Vikings?
Yes.
Let me check. Yeah. So with Carson Wentz, I mean, I think he could service them a win compared to, Browning. Who would you choose? Would you choose Browning or Wentz?
I mean, Wentz, technically he does have a Super Bowl ring.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. He does have a Super Bowl ring, even though he was riding the bench, but he knows how to.
Without his elite play, they wouldn't have got there. So he still contributed.
That is fact.
I got to give him that.
Yeah, that's facts. And I'm just kidding because I don't want him to feel like he's disrespected if he watches this because he did contribute all the way to the Super Bowl. So, but with that being said, I think I could trust him. I trust Carson Wentz more than Browning, and that's just my personal opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, I got them in for a win. I know it's week 3 and it really doesn't matter, but let's say they win week 3, Mike. Guess what? That means they're gonna be holding their head up high in week 4. And they're going to be able to at least get a 50-50 chance in week 4 versus it being they took an L and now they got to lose and wait for McCarthy to come back.
Absolutely. So yesterday, the Ravens destroyed the Browns.
Oh.
And I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I want to just say something or just mention something that's very important.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry had 23 yards yesterday.
Shout out to everybody that got Derrick Henry as their running back.
And I think the game plan changed because I noticed later, once they realized like they didn't need to use the run, I think they chose not to use the run. Why waste it when it don't need to be used to work?
Yes.
Lamar Jackson, and you go back 2 seasons, I was very critical of him throwing the ball.
Oh,
very critical. And now I would say he's one of the top passers in the league.
Oh, no doubt. He's definitely is. Yeah.
I would say he's one of the top passers in the league. 4 touchdowns yesterday. I don't remember the yards. For some reason, I want to say 339. That could be right. That could be wrong. Was that it? 339?
Let me check. I'll check right now.
But I will say that he put together a phenomenal showing yesterday. I know like they should
225.
It was 225. Okay.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns.
I don't know why I said 339. I don't know why that just came to my head. But I do believe that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, come on. See, and that's what I don't like about Baker. I mean, he's a good player, but he doesn't read the defense as quick enough as he should.
But I don't know, man. That kind of happened quick, don't you think?
Yeah, but I would have short passed it to Mike Evans. I would at least attempted to throw it in that direction.
Well, from that last view, he could have went right, but he has no offensive awareness.
Yeah, and to be honest, and I'm not making fun of Baker, but he's kind of slightly shorter than most of the elite quarterbacks. I think he's like my height. He's like 5'11". But I say that because sometimes hard for him to see over the top. You know what I mean? Right. So that slant that Mike Evans made, if Daniel Jones was in that position, he would have threw it.
Yeah, that's why he's limited. That's the same problem Kyler Murray has.
Yeah, exactly. You have to see those gaps. You have to actually see it for him to throw in anyway. I'm sorry, we went on a tangent.
No, we good. Well, I mean, we're watching the game in real time as well. But the Ravens, I definitely will say this, is that I still believe, obviously, they win our division. But this was a good confidence game for them. I do think that I think they played – I want to say they play Tampa next week or something. One of these
Who you said, the Ravens?
I think so.
I
heard something about the Ravens on Monday night next week.
Okay. They play the Lions.
Oh, next week? Oh, I don't know. I'm just making things up, I guess, today. Making things up. But but it showed to me that them winning that way, even if it was against Cleveland, it shows that they can win without. And it didn't seem like Lamar was rushing like that either yesterday.
Right.
So if he's throwing the ball like that, That can be dangerous. That can be
Yeah,
dangerous. And if
I agree.
I'm, Buffalo or any other team that it's going to come down to, because now with Joe Burrow out pretty much the whole regular season,
Hmm.
we know that it's going to come down probably to Buffalo and Baltimore. But if I'm them
Yeah,
or anyone else, I'm nervous about what Baltimore could put forth, even if Derrick Henry has a quiet night. And wait till they get Isaiah Likely back.
right. Exactly. They got a lot of weapons, man. Zay Flowers took a step forward in his development. I love what, of course, Derrick Henry when he's out there, he makes a huge difference. Even on a threat, like him actually being a threat to run for 100 yards plus every single time is like it's incredible. And then of course you got Lamar Jackson being action Jackson, running, throwing, making plays, making decisions on the fly. So I really love what this team got. However, they got to figure out a way to beat the Bills. That's the problem. Lamar's good against every team except the Bills and the Chiefs, and it just bothers me because I'm like, dude, you can be one of the greatest quarterbacks in the game right now if you can figure out how to beat Josh Allen one good time. Please, please. Because if you ask me, and I know Brandon probably don't agree with this, but if you ask me, Lamar Jackson had an MVP season last year.
Oh, I'm sure you were reading those messages we were sending last night.
I read a few, yeah. I read a few. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We can't sit here and deny how great Lamar is, even though I don't think he have all the weapons that Josh got. But then again, people say, well, he got Derrick Henry on his team. Well, you got you got James Cook. He's no
And
bum.
he cooked yesterday. He was
That's what I'm
cooking
saying.
yesterday.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
man was cooking with gas.
He's might be low key the RB1 in the league. He might be the best running back in the league right now.
Absolutely. And he did beautiful for one of my fantasy leagues yesterday. 44 points.
Yes. Well, he did a little bit better. He did a little bit better than one of my guys, Neighbors. He did 40.
Yeah, Neighbors was elite yesterday too. We're gonna talk about him.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We're gonna talk about him. But yeah, you're right. I mean, the thing is, Lamar, it's been a piece by piece thing for him. Like I tell people, not everyone gets the Mahomes treatment, right? Not everyone is able to come into this league, and have a position that Mahomes has had. So like now we're looking at them compromised, so it's a little weird.
Right.
But I think that Josh Allen, same thing. It's been a piece by piece thing. He's had to work to it. But I will say this, that I feel like the Ravens and the Bills both have pressure to win this year. This is the year, in my opinion, when we're gonna get to Kansas City. But they not looking too good. And they need to, one of those two guys need to take advantage and say, okay, like Denzel style, okay. Stop. We need to take advantage, because to me, I had this conversation with someone earlier in the week or late last week that Patrick Mahomes could be done winning Super Bowls. I don't believe that personally. I believe that like right now and you tell me if this matches to you.
Okay.
I would call him Patrick Mahomes, Steph Curry of the NFL.
Yes.
That's a good
perfect
analogy.
That is perfect.
Because Steph Curry won three championships.
Yep.
He went to multiple finals. Mahomes won 3 Super Bowls, won 3 Super Bowls, been to 5 Super Bowls.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, because he lost 2. So and then he's lost, and then he hasn't been to anything less than the AFC Championship, 6-0 in the divisional round.
Yep.
Now, Steph Curry won a ring he shouldn't have won. Let's be honest. That ring that they won a few years ago, they really should have. Yeah,
the last one they won, right?
Won that.
Like, he drugged them to the championship and won that thing.
Like
he said, y'all coming to win this ring.
We winning it. This could be it. So
like it or not, we winning this.
I believe that what's going to happen is I think that the Chiefs, and I really thought they were going to do this season, but I believe that the Chiefs are going to make some moves this offseason after this season. They're not going to have a choice. You're not going to have a choice. If you can't get this together, like, you still got Rice down for 4 more games suspended. Kelsey's playing better, but not what we're used to. You got to start doing better play calling as well. And I guess we're just going to transition there. So to me, when I'm looking at this Chiefs team, I'm kind of just at a loss at what they can do to improve. Mahomes has lost 3 games straight for the first time in his career. The Super Bowl, week 1 and week 2. And 2 of those games are against the Eagles. So they really need to figure out what they can do to improve. They really have to do that and figure out what they got to do.
And let's put things in perspective, right? They don't have Rice. They don't have their wide receiver 1. Okay, so they're dealing with a makeshift carousel of wide receivers. Plus, they don't even have Xavier Worthy, which is their 2. So who do they have? Hollywood Brown and a whole bunch of dudes that work at Lowe's. So it's like you got to look at it for what it is. Lamar Jackson is playing with a legit wide receiver 1. Your top teams like I can't use Philadelphia Eagles because the Eagles don't throw the ball, but your number 1 team is playing with a legit wide receiver 1. Your Jamar Chases of the world, your Zay Flowers of the world. Patrick Mahomes don't have that, bro. And I'm not making excuses for him because I think he's great regardless, but I also understand where he's at. This is week 2. And if he can figure out how to get back, as everyone remains healthy, if Kel stay healthy, if Xavier Worthy come back, he's, himself, then they're going to figure it out when it's time to make it happen and get to the playoffs. So I'm not counting them out, and as far as this run for them to be in a position to win the Super Bowl again, they're just one Tyreek Hill away from winning the Super Bowl. One Tyreek Hill away. And I'm saying that because Tyreek Hill, he's on his way out, dog. Let's keep it 100. Tyreek Hill probably won't be there the remainder of the season. He might in Miami, that is. Yes, he might just, phone it in for the rest of the season after this whole debacle happened with the Miami Dolphins. I mean, that team is hot trash. Okay? So I can't even stand to watch them. I mean, you have Tua throwing a ghost. You got, Achane suffering because he can't run on every down. This man is like, he's doing everything for them. So that team is horrible. And then on the defensive end, they just give up points. So I say all that to say, we'll see what happens. But I'm not giving up on Patrick Mahomes, man.
No, I'm not saying we're giving up on him at all. Because I said to you guys last week, I don't know if you remember that eventually they're going to have to go back to what originally worked, right? Yesterday, that game was close, and they're playing too conservative. And then what happened? They were down 20-10, and he threw a bomb, and he missed the first one, and then the second one hit. And like people must have forgotten who this man is. People have forgotten what he can do. So I am, and it's not like they lost. They lost by a lot in either two of those games. Like they lost to the Chargers, the Chargers always play them tough. Lost them by 6, and they lost to the Eagles by 3. So we're used to seeing the Chiefs winning ugly games, but we're not used to seeing them on the other side of these ugly games. So now they got to go this week on Sunday Night Football and play the Giants.
Right.
Listen, if that Giants team shows up that we seen this week, they could lose.
No, you're right. You're right.
I didn't see that coming. So,
but I will say this, Mike. I get what you're saying, and that might be the case, but you never want to put Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs with their back against the wall. You don't want to see that type of team. That team is a dangerous team with foam coming out of their mouth trying to get this W. So we'll see what happens, but I honestly believe they're going to blow the doors off of the New York Giants because they are dying for a W. If they go 0-3, bro, yo, they might not ever come back, especially in this AFC climate.
0-3 is diabolical.
Nah, I can't see them going 0-3, man. I mean, 0-2, and I get it. They lost the Super Bowl, so technically this is their third loss or whatever. But 0-3 this season? Nah, if they go 0-3
this season,
Yeah, this season, no, I don't see them going 0-3. I'm sorry.
Let's see. I'm pulling up their schedule of what's to come. Woo!
Because Mike, getting 3 wins in a row is hard in the NFL. It's not the NBA.
Yeah, but they need to win this game.
It's a must-win spot.
Yeah, because week 4 is a potential L.
Who they got week 4?
Ravens.
Oh, no. Yeah, this is a must-win spot for – you know what? They're going to have to treat this game like a Super Bowl game. Because if they go in there playing around with the Ravens, they might not ever make it back. If they mess around and go 0-4.
Yeah.
Yo, pack the Chiefs up. If they go 0-4, pack them up.
Because, then after that, they play Jacksonville on Monday night.
That's a win.
Then they play the Lions, what looks to be that's a Sunday night.
Oh, that's a loss. They go from Monday to Sunday. Yeah, they might sneak. That might be a schedule win.
Yo, their schedule's fucked. Because then they play the Raiders. Then they play the Raiders. That's okay, right?
Yeah. Then you can catch it.
Then the next 4 are just diabolical, like on paper. The Commanders on Monday night, the Bills in Buffalo, the Broncos on the road, the Colts. They got a Cowboys game here. That looks like Thanksgiving. Then they got a night game against the Texans, another game against the Chiefs, the Titans. Christmas Day they play the Broncos, and then they end the season with the Raiders on the road. Their schedule is not very favorable.
Yeah, nah. This is by far the worst case scenario. Because once again, if they go down to the Giants and then play the Ravens, and then they lose that game, and they're 0-4, throw the whole team away.
Yeah.
Throw the whole team away, man.
Yeah, that'd be legendary nasty work.
But that would be hilarious, though. I would be laughing. I mean, because I don't have no dog in the race, but it would be funny as hell to see Patrick Mahomes in this type of situation.
Absolutely.
Well, he might be in the same boat as the Jets.
Oh, my God.
Oh man, that'll be hilarious. They're like, yo, the top. They're like, they might be getting the top pick for the 2026 draft.
Yo, but then they can pick up that wide receiver they
Oh,
need or that running back they need.
yeah, that's facts. I mean, look, they have been blessed to have some great players on their team. Like, if you would have told me Xavier Worthy will be who he is today, I would have never imagined it. If you would have told me Rashid Rice was going to be as nice as he is, I would never imagine it. If you would have told me Travis Kelce would be playing at this elite level that he's playing at this age, I wouldn't have believed none of that stuff, man. They got all the pieces, but I will say this. If they mess around and lose these next 2 games, man, you might as well go ahead and might as well pack them up, move them out. So,
man, absolutely. So, I'm going to try and give them a little more time. So, got to talk about them boys yesterday.
oh man, we them boys.
I have to say, I ain't gonna lie. It was a candidate, man. That game, it was a candidate game.
Mm-hmm.
Game of the year candidate.
And I watched the whole game, man.
I would say that. All right. Do you think the Cowboys won this game or the Giants lost it?
Whew. I would say the Cowboys won this game. And don't get me wrong. The Giants played them right down to the last second, right? Yeah. But the Cowboys wanted it a little bit more. They just wanted it just a little bit more. I mean, look, Dak, even though a lot of people, they say bad stuff about Dak, I like Dak. I think he's a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's great, but he's a really good quarterback, right?
Yeah.
The fact that Dak was able to efficiently give the ball to George Pickens, and CeeDee Lamb, I think that was the most impressive thing, that he was able to spread the ball out like that and do his thing and be able to also stay upright for the most part. You know, he didn't really fall that much. I think he got maybe 1 or 2 sacks, but he played a really clean game, and he threw for, I'm going to look it up right now, he threw for 361 yards. He had 1 interception, but he had 2 touchdowns. Now, keep in mind, he's playing without a real legit, squad like this. Like, his defense is gone, when Micah Parsons gone. So his offense is his defense. So that's why they put up 40, and he was able to do it. And the fact that you got Javonte Williams out there running damn near for 100 yards, he ran 97 yards and had a touchdown. That goes to show you, like, yo, they're serious about wins. So they got everything they need. CeeDee Lamb had 112 yards. Like I said, George Pickens, 68 yards. Jake Ferguson, he put up 78 yards. So it goes to show you, like, Dak was distributing. He was out there just giving everybody the ball and allowing them to go out there and do their thing. Now, as far as Russell Wilson goes, man, Russ is really making it hard for a lot of Jackson Dart fans. My man threw for 450 yards.
Including 2 beautiful touchdowns to Malik.
Incredible touchdowns. I mean, right in their hands, right? So 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 450 yards. And by the way, my guy Malik Neighbors went off and put up 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, you can ask for a better game from Russ. But on the flip side, I feel kind of bad because, like I said, we know what the play is. The play is to get Jackson Dart out there, and Russ is like, nah, not this season. He's like, I gotta. He's like, nah, not this season. Y'all can play him next season. I'm not ready to retire yet.
I'm still here.
His head's popping out the grave and shit.
You remember that part of Antoine Fisher when he goes to see his mom and he's like, his foster mother goes, "You couldn't break me. I'm still standing. I'm still strong." That's Russell Wilson.
I forgot that movie. Oh shit. Yeah, but that's it, man. So shout out to Russell Wilson. I was a non-believer. I made fun of him most of the time. Don't ever get it twisted. However, I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud that he proven me wrong, which I love. I love to see that.
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna have to say the Giants lost this game, and only because Russ's interception when it came was an issue.
Yeah, of course.
And it's what helped get the Giants where they are.
Yeah.
There he is. It's definitely been it was definitely a well played game.
Mm-hmm.
Can't take that away from them. But when your interception comes at the moment that changes the game, that helped force overtime, how could it not have been you that lost the game?
Right.
So I will say Russell Wilson brought back Seattle Russ for one game.
Yeah.
You had plenty of opportunity to do that last season, and you opted not to. But that's okay. That's okay. But they did what they had to do. I think the Giants are 0-2, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're 0-2. And now that's what's going to make their Sunday night game against the Chiefs more interesting next week, because you got two teams who need to win. Two teams that need to win. But it was a good game, great game altogether. Dallas looked pretty complete. The Giants looked complete yesterday. But he probably back. I don't know what the hell happened. The Giants did look complete yesterday, but hopefully moving forward they can do a little more. Oh, there he is. Hold on.
Sorry about that.
Testing.
Yeah, but I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. All right, there we go. Driving home from work, R&B?
You already know it, bro. You know logistics. I had a plumbing route today, so you already know.
Yeah, I figured. I usually can tell when your day's gonna be long because you don't answer the text.
Yeah.
When you answer the text,
one of the reasons it's hard for me to communicate because I'm a driver, and we drive on Samsara, and I had it in my truck today. I don't always have it. Sometimes I get lucky and don't have a camera, but today I had Samsara riding with me, so can't be having my phone in my hand.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. We pretty much we were trying to wait for you and Brandon to get in here to, cover some of the heavier stuff from yesterday. But we've covered the Ravens, the Vikings, if they're in trouble, Mahomes, the Colts not punting in the first two games. But right now we were talking about
that.
Which one?
this resurgence of Daniel Jones. Like, what the fuck?
From now on, he is known as Indiana Jones.
Man, Indiana Jones.
He's a new man.
He's just there doing what he does, you know. Well, while
He
you
was
are
waiting.
here, I want to go ahead.
I was going to say he was waiting to put on that Peyton Manning jersey real quick.
I told you I was calling him. Yeah, up there he is, Agent Solstice.
It's crazy.
Doesn't he come from the Peyton Manning quarterback tree? Ain't he one of the ones that came out of that tutelage of the Manning family? Or
I
played
believe
in
so.
one of their camps?
I believe so.
Oh, yep. Oh, there we go.
I think so. But he's like one of their cousins.
Because I remember him having some type of association with the Mannings is what kind of helped him get drafted by the Giants that high.
Yep. Yeah.
Coming out
it definitely was. So. Definitely was. Yeah, I believe you're right, R&B, because I believe Eli put in a good word for him with the Giants.
Absolutely. Well, we got Brandon here, but he's muted for some reason. So he looks like he's driving home from work too.
One of them nights,
Logistics.
Man. Listen, he's a driver too, so I feel it. And he's a UPS driver at that. So you know how that goes. Well, all right, I don't know what he's doing. He's there and then he wasn't there, so we'll give him a minute. But so while you are here, R&B, what were your thoughts yesterday on the Detroit Lions? 5 touchdowns from Jared Goff. I believe 3 to St. Brown. Gibbs played well. Montgomery played well. They look like a whole different team than they did in week 1.
I think I harping back on when I had mentioned a couple shows ago that I wasn't too worried about, the whole thing with the coaching changes or whatever, because you're gonna have some growing pains, but I'm not too sure that what happened last week with Green Bay, I'm not too sure if that was really growing pains or whether that was just the fact that none of the starters played in the preseason. So it's hard to come out and, come out guns a-blazing and, looking like your best self when you haven't got yourself in the, you haven't gotten that football feeling going. You played none of the preseason. So, Jared Goff didn't play a single preseason snap. A lot of our offensive and defensive starters did not play preseason snaps. So it's hard to come out and, be dominant as we're accustomed to the last couple of years without doing so. So, so I think last week against Green Bay was, kind of like a one-off. And I think they bounced back yesterday in a major way. I actually thought that game was going to be more competitive than it was, being the whole Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, divisional, all of the things that's tying into it. I kind of thought that it was going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I still had the Lions pick, to win that one for sure. So I think that's just a testament to them, getting slapped around last week, getting out physical, and having to, retool and get on to the next week and start to get themselves together and look more like themselves. Goff was his normal, consistent, high percentage completion type game he had yesterday. Like you said, Gibbs and Montgomery played well. We seen what St. Brown and J-Mo did. The defense wasn't great, but wasn't shabby at all. They made some plays. They were hitting. They looked like the Lions.
Well, That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. What were your thoughts about it, Raj?
Yeah, I've like R&B said it. They played like their regular self. This is what we was used to seeing for the past couple seasons with the Lion. And honestly, I was shocked that week one turned out the way it did. But when R&B said it last week about them not playing in the preseason, it all pretty much made sense because I'm like, okay, well, that's what happens most of the time. You got to kind of like knock off that rust a little bit, and then week two, week three, you kind of get back into form because technically this is their preseason. But yeah,
Yep.
and at this point, we pretty much know what the Lions are capable of. There's no question about it. They got some really top defenders, and they also got some great offensive players on their team. So they got what they need. But what I will say, as far as on the other side with Caleb Williams, I mean, with Williams, I will say that there's a little slight concern because a lot of people are questioning his passion for the game and saying that he's not really showing leadership skills, which I don't really see as a problem right now. But you never want to hear that when it comes down to being the top guy, being the quarterback on the team. So the fact that he was only able to score 21 points against the Lions, that goes to show you they got to go back to the drawing board and figure this out. But I don't know what they're going to do in Chicago, but they got to figure something out. But shout out to the Detroit Lions for putting up 52 on them.
Hey,
Well,
what
I
about
think
the misses, guys?
What's that?
The misses with Caleb Williams. He's missing a lot of wide open throws.
Yeah.
Could this just be a testament of the first 2 weeks and him needing to get in the rhythm, or is this something that could be just who he is? Because it's kind of a theme with him now. Even going back to college and coming into last year, it's kind of become a theme of like he's a good quarterback. I definitely see the potential in him, but he definitely has the tendency to miss some wide open throws.
I agree. And we witnessed it. I witnessed it when he played on was it Monday night or Sunday Night Football last week. We witnessed how he just kind of just was just throwing out there. He wasn't really just paying attention to the wide open passes or anything.
I personally think that and I don't know if this is the correct comparison, but it's just what comes to mind when I think about what you just said. I feel like he's another coming of Bryce Young. I feel like he has the ability to be a good quarterback, to be a starting quarterback in the league. Both of them number one picks, both of them coming in with with a big chip on their shoulder, right, so to speak. But just sometimes the football IQ don't seem like it's there for either one of them. And I think that to this is, I don't think from what I've seen in 2 weeks, Caleb Williams doesn't look better than he did last year.
Right.
He looks to be the same to me. Unless there's something one of you guys has seen that's different, but he looks the same to me. He looks the same player. They got the same team. They didn't really do much except let Keenan Allen go back to Chargers. So he might be what I call stuck in that weird zone where like everyone's playing with mediocrity. So guess what's going to happen eventually? You're going to play with mediocrity. Like they just something's missing with him. I don't know. And I know like Raj likes to make jokes about his painted fingernails and get onto his brain. But, there's something missing with him. Something missing. And I think it's just about even like when I watch him set up, it's like there's something missing. Hopefully it's not who he is. It's still early in his career. Earlier in the show, Raj was saying sometimes it takes quarterbacks time.
Yeah.
And hopefully, it's not like, we're in year 4 of Bryce Young and he still looks the same. Hopefully we can get him to look better sooner. But as for the Lions, I keep them short and sweet. They were showing who they were. They wanted to show, like last week was, to your point, R&B, not playing the preseason, as well as that they, not playing the preseason was it. It was a warm up, and they came out yesterday and they balled, showing like, all right, yeah, we lost last week, but that ain't who we are. Dan Campbell's still the guy here, whether no matter who is those extra coaches, coordinators, and what have you. And when you have Montgomery rushing well, scoring touchdowns, Gibbs scoring touchdowns, Golf time to throw, and an open St. Brown, when you got that deep threat in Jamison Williams, and Laporta was getting involved, when they can score in every facet of the offense, the Lions are probably the most impossible team to beat. And you could say, yeah, it was the Bears, but it's division rival. You expect them to show up. That's my take.
I don't remember them whooping the Bears' ass like that last year. I'll tell you that much.
Not like that.
So
they fucked them up. Like that's the only way to put it. They fucked them up. 52 is crazy.
Yeah, to put up 50 points on any NFL team, man, that's impressive.
Right.
Well, we can't act like the thing I don't like is people, not us per se, but just people who watch the sport act like we didn't see one of the greatest Monday night games in NFL history years back when Golf was on the Rams and they went to the Super Bowl and it was them and the Chiefs on a Monday night, 54-51. Like, yeah, there was no defense, but hell, it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch.
That's true.
Like
right.
we people act like people have forgotten, like, this man can ball. This man can throw them touchdowns. He can throw up a 500-yard, 5-touchdown night at any time. Just give him time to throw in protection. Golf could be one of the elite quarterbacks.
Yeah. For sure.
You ain't gonna get that every game, but hey, he has the potential if he had the right stuff every game.
Hey, one more thing I wanted to hit on real quick before you switch it up, Mike. On something you had said a second ago was I ain't really disagreeing with you, but I'm gonna just put a little method to the madness with the comparison of Bryce Young and Caleb. This is what I say about that. To me, with Bryce Young came into a team that basically got rid of everything that could have been there to help him when he got drafted. And it's been a shitty franchise for ever since after Cam Newton era anyway. They've been pretty garbage since the Cam Newton era was over with. And that's the difference between him and Caleb, I say. Caleb came into a franchise that was doing everything they could to prepare themselves to try to win with a young first overall pick, so-called franchise quarterback. But the thing that I will give Caleb or back off of Caleb on is the fact that, okay, his team did everything to try to put talent around him, unlike Bryce, but he's also had 3 different head coaches, and I think, is it 3 or 4 different offensive coordinators in less than 2 seasons. So that's kind of tough to work with. You get what I'm saying? So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. But you know what I'm saying? That's how I kind of look at. So basically, at the end of the day, I don't think either one of them have, been done any favors like that, especially Bryce.
Yeah. I agree. And then, and another thing too, you got to remember, when Bryce came into the NFL, they were already trying to chop him down because of his size. Like they said he was too small. They were saying, oh, he can't throw accurately. They was already putting this negative connotation on him. And I didn't really like that because when Baker, he was undersized as a quarterback. We talked about it. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't do the same thing with him. Kyler Murray, exactly. And there's certain quarterbacks, they pick and choose who they want to, put a narrative on. But most of these quarterbacks that go first round go to a crappy team. You know what I'm saying? So we got to give him time. But I will say this. I will say this though. It doesn't help that Caleb Williams painting his nails. That's all I'm saying.
I knew it was coming.
It doesn't help.
He rubbed some of them coordinators the wrong way, if you know what I mean.
Oh man.
Let me stop. I got a headache. I can't be laughing.
Oh man, but no, real talk. I think it just takes time with him, man. He'll be all right. That was a good break by Irving.
So I wouldn't be renowned if I didn't talk about the Steelers yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
And
Let's hear it, Mike.
Nope. There's nothing to hear.
No, there's something to hear. Let's hear it, Mike.
No.
31-17.
The reason
I already know it. He about to blame it all on Aaron.
I know. That's why I'm waiting.
No, see? Shows how much you two know. Y'all are both wrong. I'm blaming our dumb-ass rookie running back who touched the ball and let it go into the end zone and then let Seattle recover it and swing the momentum of the whole game. That's who I'm blaming.
Okay.
That had everything to do with it. It was 14-14 at that point. And then they went out there and then they recovered. Right? That happened. They recovered the ball. They got the touchdown. We got the ball back. Our guy hit the ball up and it got picked off. And then they scored another 3. So now instead of it being
a drop pick, I hate those because the quarterback got to take credit for it.
So now you got 24-14, and then after that, I think then they scored another touchdown. I remember another kind of same drop pick in the end zone, which I think turned into points if I'm not mistaken. But I'm just aggravated that you're in the NFL, Mr. Johnson. You were drafted. You touched the ball. The rules have changed. It went into the end zone. That is a live fucking ball. Grab the ball, you dumb ass. So I do not blame the quarterback yesterday at all. I think personally he played strategically well. I am blaming that one play because it was 14-14, and I'm blaming the fact that we still cannot run the fucking ball to save our lives. And I'm also blaming that our defense is so god-awful that it's just like, what are we doing? In 2 weeks, we've allowed, the Jets had 34, and then yesterday was 34?
Yeah.
So
31.
31. That's what? That's 65 points in 2 weeks that the Pittsburgh Steelers defense has allowed. 65 points, and we cannot run the ball, and our rookie running back touches the ball, goes into the end zone, and just do. Your whole team is running the other way, dumbass. You didn't think to go cover the ball or try to get the ball or anything, or get on it, take a safety. No, we gave up 7. It changed the momentum of the game, and then we lost. And now you go out, and next week you got to play the Patriots, who for some reason fucking decided yesterday it's time to just show, we can actually play football. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. doesn't matter who they play.
Yes, it does.
Matters.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Trash.
We can use that whole narrative with the Bills playing the Jets yesterday. We can use that narrative. We can use hold on. We can use that narrative with the Ravens playing the Browns. We can use that narrative with a lot of these games, with the Lions playing the Bears.
And you should.
You could, but the fact of the matter is that it happened.
Like
they played well.
Like I fully expected the Browns to get their ass whipped by the Ravens. I fully expected the Bills to kick the shit out of the Jets. I fully expected the one thing I really didn't expect was the Colts to win again. Like
that's true. That's true. Because I didn't have them as winners either. And even though I think they lost because they definitely had that field goal retracted and they kicked it up again.
That was karma from Denver getting a win.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
The Bills had some shit like that against Denver like 2 years ago. We had 12 men on the field on a Monday night.
Oh man,
so bad. That was just the worst. That was one of the worst losses I've ever seen.
Yep.
So that was their karma for that, I think. But I was watching the show for the most part while I was driving back from Middletown, getting rid of a bunch of packages in the back of my truck, and then trying to drive home. I totally agree that Lamar had a MVP-esque season last year.
Okay.
Like I don't want anybody to get twisted. Like Lamar's amazing. He's a great person. But he's definitely one of the best pocket passers in the NFL nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I would make the argument. I'm at least as to why he won last year. It's just Josh Allen does not have the same kind of help as Derrick Henry.
That's true.
But he's not RB1, bro. He can't pass block like Derrick Henry.
That's true.
He's not a pass blocker. He's really he's a really good runner. Don't get me wrong, but to be a 3-down back, you got to be able to pass block, and that is not James Cook thing. Like I'm also taking Saquon over him. I might take Jonathan Taylor. He seems to be looking back in shape. I would take James Cook. I would say is like a top 7 running back, but not Derrick Henry.
That's fair enough. I think, but like I was saying before with Lamar Jackson. The problem is he just can't beat Josh Allen. They can't beat the Bills.
Dancing when you were saying that, I was like,
so I'm like, this is what's going to always be the thing that hangs them up because you have to beat the best quarterback in the conference. You have to, in order for because everyone was saying, how we joke around, we say the Patrick Mahomes Invitational. Right,
the Bills have to beat Patrick Mahomes.
You have to beat Patrick Mahomes.
You have to make that argument for Lamar. It's just the
exactly
same thing. My friend.
It applies, yeah. So definitely.
So there was that. I didn't get to watch the Giants Cowboys game yet. The highlights for that. I am.
Ooh.
That Russ is as good as he is because of Kyer Elam.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. There was C.J. Stroud got wrapped up by like 4 defenders.
I can't wait to watch the game. Whatchamacallit? So Russ threw for over 400 yards yesterday. Yeah, I think that's mainly because the Dallas Cowboys had Kyer Elam starting at cornerback.
Oh man,
dude is so bad. He's so bad. I can't believe we got anything for him.
Well, yeah, exactly. For Russ to put up damn near 500 yards is crazy.
Yeah, no, I believe it's crazy. At this point in his career, it is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like you would think he's in his 20s the way he was throwing yesterday. I was like, when you watch the highlights, you'll see it. Like Russ went into the time machine right during halftime. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna throw an extra 250 yards. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Every single drive, he put down at least about 100 yards or close to 100.
I'm definitely gonna I'm gonna watch those highlights, and I'm gonna watch. I think Kyer Elam is number 24 on the Cowboys, or no, that's Deron Bland. I forget when. I think he's like 40, maybe.
Yeah.
Dude got torched last week against the
Oh,
Eagles. He was the one that let up that bomb against.
Yeah.
It wasn't Devontae Smith who caught it. It was like the third receiver for the Eagles that caught that bomb on Kyrie Elam. So like that's I have to watch the film for that. I wanted. I watched the Colts game. I obviously watched the Bills Jets game. I watched I wanted to see how the Jaguars managed to the Bengals managed to beat the Jaguars despite Joe Burrow going out in the first quarter. So I mean that's just that's part of why I made the post yesterday. I don't want to hear nothing about Joe Burrow over Josh Allen no more because he's injured again. And number two, like Jake Browning came in and led the win yesterday. Like amazing as that throw by Mitch Trubisky was yesterday, out of goddamn nowhere. I don't see him coming in against the Ravens and leading a two-score comeback against them when we would need if Josh Allen were to have gone out last week. I don't see. I think that's Josh Allen is more valuable to his team than any other quarterback in the NFL.
Oh yeah, no doubt, not even close.
That's always been the argument. That's why Lamar was first team All Pro because he had the better stats. But he was playing Madden on easy mode because like Zay Flowers, I'm taking Zay over Keon Coleman or Shakir right now. I'm taking Isaiah Likely over Dawson Knox or Dalton Kincaid. Like our really?
Nah, they
I said Isaiah Likely first off.
I like Isaiah Likely, but you got to remember Isaiah Likely is not TE1. He's TE2.
He should be TE1, I think.
Yeah, why is he not?
He should
Mark
be.
Andrews
He's injured
is
right
TE1.
now.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about. See, Mark Andrews been in the league so long. I forgot about
even
it.
when healthy, Mark Andrews is the number one tight end in that system.
Woo! What a catch!
Who did they go to for the game last year that dropped it? Not Likely.
Yeah, Likely would have caught it.
So that's no disrespect to Isaiah Likely. He's nice, but I think him, Knox and Kincaid would all equal each other out. I think Mark Andrews is better than all three of them.
Okay, I mean one way or another, that's just better weapons for Lamar over Josh. Like if they're a push, they're a push. That's fine too. I'll accept that answer because like I do like Knox and Kincaid, but I would take Likely and Andrews over them most games. I would say our offensive line probably is a little better than theirs. We definitely do have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. We have invested heavily in that.
I think I'd take Knox over Likely. I like Knox a lot. I just don't think y'all utilize him the right way.
He had another bad drop yesterday, if I recall correctly, right, Raj? Didn't he had a wide open?
Yeah.
Yeah, Knox had a wide open drop yesterday.
Yeah.
But they put belt to ass to us so bad last night. I mean, yesterday in the afternoon, I forgot about that drop. So I'm like, oh my God. Every time they got the ball, it felt like they were scoring.
One of my coworkers came in and he said, well, you couldn't have taken it easy on us? I was like, Josh didn't score a touchdown. That was easy on you.
Yeah, that's true. But still, it was horrible, man. Matter of fact, we could talk about that, Mike, real quick. The Justin Fields injury.
Oh, is he concussed?
Yeah, was it concussion?
Yeah, it's official. He's in concussion protocol. Damn. So he might not be back for a few weeks, man. I mean, because the NFL don't play with that.
Both QBs got head injuries yesterday. Damn.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going to happen with the Jets. I mean,
that was probably the worst I've seen Justin Fields play. I'm not going to lie. That was bad.
Yeah, it was horrible. He only threw for 20-something yards, 3 for 17.
Mitch Trubisky had more on that one play that he came in after Josh Allen got his nose broke than Justin Fields in all games.
Exactly. So I don't know what's going to happen, man. I feel bad for him because honestly, I mean when the game started, I'm like, yo, this dude looks injured. He looks injured. He wasn't playing comfortable at all the whole entire game. And then when he went down with that concussion, I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely out.
Yeah.
So I hope he's all right, but That's never good to see somebody's head slam against the turf like that.
Yeah, that's just I've had that. That's not fun. It's a
no. Nope.
It's really scary. You could fuck your neck up, when your head hit the turf like that.
Exactly. So I hope he's all right. I mean, outside of football, you know what I'm saying? I hope he's okay.
Absolutely, same here. Yeah, there really wasn't much to talk about that Bills-Jets game yesterday. It was just
no.
It was really just business as usual.
Yeah.
Yep. I was going to say, can we circle back to the Tua situation with Miami though? I do want to talk to you guys about that. Do you guys think that they're going to make a change in Miami? Because I need to know what the hell is going on, because I don't really watch their game. I just watch the highlights.
They're in a lot of trouble if they have to have that conversation, because it's like $70 million in dead cap if they get rid of Tua.
Damn.
Show me the money.
Yeah, that's horrible. So
y'all know what I always say about these quarterback situations, though, right?
What's that?
It's always somebody willing to think they can fix a quarterback, especially when we talking the top 10 talent, top 10 draft talent. It's always gonna be a franchise that feel like they can fix them. It never fails, fellas. It never fails. So yeah, I agree. 70 million dead cap. If they were to,
I said we got Daniel Jones. You ain't wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
So think about it. If they released them, then we are right. 70 million in cap. That's in dead cap. That's a hard pill to swallow. As young as Tua is, I guarantee you, it's a franchise out there somewhere who somebody gonna have a bad year, and they gonna be saying, well, maybe if we make the trade for Tua, maybe he'll fit better here in our system than he did in Miami. Maybe we can protect them better than they did in Miami. So it's always gonna be that. It's always gonna be that. So you gotta leave the door open a little bit for that.
Right, and I would say, you don't think there's people out there who aren't thinking that about Anthony Richardson just sitting there on the Colts bench. You don't think there's people out there thinking that about Kirk Cousins.
Definitely not at this point in his career. I don't think anybody's taking that unless they.
Well, what I mean is
with Kurt, it would be a little different than fix him. It would be more so like, let's get him out of that situation and utilize him because we can utilize him better.
Right. That's where I was getting to. Not so much fixing, but he definitely could play somewhere instead of the Falcons. All right, but hey, listen, if he wants to sit on the bench and be paid as well as he's being paid, shit, I would do it too. I would do it too.
Yeah, that's true.
You paying me? I think it's like $30 million a year or whatever to sit on the bench. I'm chilling. I will be the most expensive QB2 or one of them out there, right? So I would say that I agree with that sentiment. About fixing. With Tua, we were talking earlier about ceilings. Me and Raj, before you guys came on. Tua is the same way. He's not a phenomenal thrower, but he doesn't really rush either. He's just there. I don't know how to really explain it. It's like weird. He's just there. He's not. He doesn't do anything glaringly well, but someone would pick him up, and he might have a better system. There might be a better system out there for him.
True. Yeah.
Like yesterday, he kind of went back to some of the things that kind of like worked when they were finding success when they first got Tyreek Hill. Long balls, just trying to do different plays, make the other teams see different stuff. They've kind of gotten conservative with everything. Conservative with their dunk, conservative with their play calling, conservative with their, selection.
That's going to haunt them. He missed a field goal.
A counter question for you, Raj, is then if they move on from Tua, who should they get to play quarterback, or do you think they go back to the draft?
Honestly, I would try to find a project quarterback that can throw to Tyreek Hill before he loses his freaking head. So I would probably go to like a second year or third year quarterback that's looking for an opportunity. I mean, to be quite honest, if I had to like really, really, really find a quarterback right now, it would be Shedeur Sanders. I'll put Shedeur Sanders there. But I know they're not going to do that because there's too much going on in Cleveland for them to actually give up Shedeur. But that's my personal opinion. I would look for somebody that's either a rookie, that's that needs that opportunity, or find a second or third year quarterback that just wants out of their role as being a backup. Because you got to think about it. Just real quick, I just want to say you got to think about it. Tyreek Hill is an older wide receiver. He's not a spring chicken. So they need to figure it out like now.
Absolutely.
I think they're way more likely to punt Tyreek Hill and send him back to the Chiefs.
That's true.
Yeah, I think they're way more likely to hit the reset. They know this year is basically over. He's only going to get one more year later. Just get what you can for him at the highest price value that you can get for him nowadays, which you still probably can get something decent. But no, it feels like it makes way too sense that Tyreek Hill's going back to Kansas City before the deadline. Yeah,
that's very true. Even though there's talks about him going to Pittsburgh, which I highly doubt.
I mean, Pittsburgh and Miami seem to like doing deals with each other.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, as far as the fit there, because then he'll have to be like
the locker room would be a mess.
Yeah, that'd be horrible. You might as well go get George Pickens again and make it the most toxic locker room in the NFL. Right, Mike?
Oh my God, it'd be terrible.
George Pickens, DK Metcalf, and Tyreek Hill. Just go ahead and just throw them in all in one locker room. Aaron Rodgers will retire the next day. He's like, I'm out of here. I can't do this.
Like, I'm done.
This is like playing with 3 Antonio Browns.
So I kind of formed the show around talking about the bigger stories. I wanted to make sure Brandon was on when we spoke about this, and then we can get into who we think's going to win these games and week three predictions and all that stuff. Well, yesterday we have seen, how many years has Joe Burrow been in the league now?
I think 5.
Fifth? This is 5 or 6.
Yeah, let me check.
He came in 2020, whatever math that is.
Yeah, that's 5 years. 5. This is 5th season.
This is 5th season.
Yeah.
And this will be the 3rd one where he's been on the shelf for most of it, if not all of it.
Yep.
Now, we're not going to sit up here and take away from Joe Burrow as a talent, from a talent perspective. We know he can throw the ball. We know what him and Chase can do on the field together.
Mm-hmm.
But, for the love of God, Cincinnati, how many times are we going to do this? How many times are you going to negate fixing your offensive line? How many injuries does this man need to have? He tore his ACL. What was the second injury? I don't remember. What was it that had him out all that time? Was it his shoulder?
I want to say shoulder. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was his shoulder.
Shoulder. Now toe. A toe.
Well, 2020 tore his knee.
That was when he tore his
That's
ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, turf toe's a very soft way to put it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right. We know it's a hyperextension. We know it's painful. Yeah. We understand that. But
He's got like the worst grade of it. I think grade 3.
Yeah.
Which is like might miss the whole season.
We're going through this again. And now you're at a point where, you know, people will say, well, he's been to a Super Bowl. And I've said it recently. But I don't think that's a thing anymore. Now, had he have won that game, he would have something to hold his head on. But he didn't win.
But Mike, and then, no, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but you got to also give him credit because this is during the time that you're going up against Patrick Mahomes every single season. Like you got to go through the Chiefs to get there.
He's the only one.
Right? No, and he did.
And he's the only one that have done it and pulled it off. I mean, I get what you're saying. He didn't win a Super Bowl. That's fine, but we got to give him some credit when it comes down to getting there and beating Mahomes because no one else have done that yet.
Is now it's becoming not enough. It's getting to the point where it's like, okay, you know,
what have you done for me lately?
Of course.
You know, eventually you got to do it again. It's kind of like, okay, once you do it, they want to see if you can do it again.
Right.
Once you do it, and if you don't get back there, you don't get back there. But he has not proven to even remotely get close. And it's due to this his organization's failing him.
Right.
You know, they're failing him, no matter how you look at it. You know, they spent all this money on these receivers. This was supposed to be this revamped elite offense. Now, the key piece to that's gone. It's over. It's over this season. It's done. Pack this season up. Pack it up. You know, it was supposed to come down to the Bills, the Ravens, the Chiefs were in the mix in them. Now, this injury's bad for them, and they really need to consider making changes on that offensive line because he isn't. Now you got to just pretty much plan for next season in week 2. Horrible.
And they're not going to have a lot of money to work with to do that.
Nope, they don't have money at all. And that's the reason why that's the reason why their O-line is terrible. That's the reason why their defense is terrible because they invested so much money into Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
And Higgins.
Yeah, those two wide receivers took the majority of their cap space. And then on top of that, before that they had to pay Joe Burrow. So a lot of it have to do with bad financial decisions. So at this point, you just kind of just look at the team as what it is. It's a fun team to watch. You know, it might be a great team to have in your fantasy if you got one of the players, but it's not a team that's going to win championships. They're not going to win any Super Bowl anytime soon, especially with the defense and offensive line being as bad as it is. I mean, it's historically bad. Historically bad. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'll tell you what. I wouldn't be surprised if Jamar Chase don't ask for out after the season. He probably like, look, I'm wasting my time. I want to go play with a championship contender because this is not it, man. He's probably going to ask out before the end of the season.
Well, the problem is now you've invested too much. That's a hard contract to move.
I agree. I was going to say, I was like, even if he wanted to come on and play for us, like we can't afford that. Like
somebody can afford him,
but not a contender.
No, of course not a contender, but you know how it is. They just want to just play on another team or get a bag somewhere else.
Well, the other thing is this: when you look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
not only is it hard to move, it's like where do you go? Like he's got the bag. So honestly, the idea, and he's been to a Super Bowl. Obviously, the idea is to win, to get back, and there's really no team that can offer him that with that salary. You know, you look at teams. Obviously they probably, even if they were to trade him, they would probably trade him in the NFC. They're not going to try and help any contender there. The Ravens. Or try and help the Chiefs or the Bills or anyone that even has a chance. So it's just like where you trade and who can take that hit. It's a lot of money, and it's not like they can always, what's it called? Not refinance, not negotiate. When they redo the contract.
Renegotiate the contract.
No, but there's another word for it.
I don't know.
Like when they, say, okay, you're making $35 million, and they go in and they change it, and then they're like, okay, oh God, restructure. There we go.
Restructure, there we go.
Restructure. Oh my God, that was just driving me nuts. They can restructure it, but still ain't gonna work.
Right.
If you're gonna pay someone that money, you need to make it a signing bonus, because that doesn't count against the cap.
Right.
It is over. And I'm gonna say this. Maybe you'll like this analogy, Raj.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't exactly match up, but it's got just injury wise. Joe Burrow is the NFL Tracy McGrady. Injury wise.
Nah.
Maybe Grant Hill's a better analogy.
Grant Hill, I'll say Grant Hill, because we've seen the potential, but he never showed the potential. I mean, just my opinion. And the reason I'm saying that is because Tracy McGrady was injured later in his career.
Sure.
Like Joe Burrow's injured now. This is year 5. And he's been injured since he started. Yeah, it's sad. He's like Greg Oden.
Oh.
Yeah, sad to say it, but it's the truth.
That's true. Wow, should have just kicked the field goal, boys.
Yeah, they should have kicked the field goal. Oh well.
The first 2 possessions were great, and then it was like, yeah, I'm done. We're done.
That's CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is a bad decision maker. I'm sorry.
After season 1, it was like god awful.
Yeah, now it's like he's got factory resetted to like his college years. But anyway, what else is on the docket? What else we got?
Oh, let's see.
I had a really weird thought today.
What's that?
What's that?
It's football related. Oh my cat.
Uh-oh.
That was my cat.
Is the cat fighting?
No, she's got something stuck on her, and she's.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. I went through our whole actual list to see if we missed anything.
All right, we're good.
Oh.
Well, Brandon, what was you going to say?
Oh, so I had a weird football-related thought today, just very random and weird.
Go for it.
I've never seen it posted or said on the internet, but it clicked in my head today that the Colts' late owner, his last name is how you say "sir" in Pig Latin.
I gotta look that up.
That's interesting.
Jim Irsay.
Okay.
So I wanted to talk about
just random as hell. Random thing we could.
No, but that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But real quick, Mike, I got a question about that. So what is your take? What is your take? Is it his daughter? It's his daughter, right? That's on the field. Yeah, Caroline. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
I think so.
Yeah, what is your take on the owner's daughter or the owner? She's the owner now of her being on the field during the games. Do you think that's a good idea or a bad idea for owners to be on the actual field with the headset on?
I love it.
I love it too. No, I was telling Mike earlier. I was telling Mike earlier that kind of passion is what like drives a lot of these sports fans. You know what I'm saying? Like even though it's very small and insignificant, it's like it shows that she actually cares about the game instead of just collecting the check. So I like that.
Whereas adversely, like I don't know if you guys watched Hard Knocks. That's the most I've seen from Terry Pegula in the longest time. So it's just like that feels disingenuous. That we're on look at me, like.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I'm a big fan of her being on the. Yeah, that's cool. But like that, for my owner.
Yeah. Yep. I think a lot of I think, you know what, a part of the contract, and I know we're going to tangent, Mike, but I just got to say this real quick. I think a part of the contract of owning a team, you have to be that passionate. You know, like that should be a part of the quota. Like, I mean, not quota, but a part of like the requirement of you being an owner of a team. You have to be like.
You must be as passionate as the Green Bay Packers owners.
Yes, all of them.
But not as passionate as Jerry Jones to where you ruin the team.
No. That's extreme. That's called psychotic. The man is like 90. He's still trying to run things. I'm like, I don't get it. Just pass it on to your son.
No, may he live forever. No, don't say that.
He ain't passing it on to no one. He ain't going nowhere until he's
gonna come. He's gonna come up in a cryo chamber.
I was gonna say transfer his consciousness into a machine.
And he's gonna put it in AI. He's gonna put all the decisions in AI.
How much you want to bet it's in his will? Must run team from AI.
He's going to be the first owner to run his team through AI.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was terrible. That would be terrible. If he ever thinks about doing that, I might stop watching football because that's insane.
No, I want to watch Josh Allen beat his team once every 4 years.
I hear that. I just like seeing Dallas lose.
Oh, I mean, we're gonna get to see that at least 3 more times this year.
Facts.
I wanted to talk about. We talked about the Colts, but we didn't talk about their game. We can hear you.
All right, my bad. I just got to the house.
Nah, you good. You good. So I was watching that game too. You know, I watch Red Zone, so I kind of just, we get some glimpses and stuff like that. I watched the Denver Broncos come out and start the game real well, and then end up losing the game on a penalty pretty much. They did a penalty. They missed the field goal. Yeah, but there was a penalty. And then they got to re-kick it. It was a 15-yard penalty, though.
Right.
And they re-kicked it, and they made it. What were you guys' thoughts on Denver's play yesterday? To me, it seems like something's not right there. Something's missing. Because, Lord, that penalty was costly, but they don't look disciplined, and it cost them the game. But something's definitely missing. What was your thought on the game or on their play yesterday?
I mean, real quick, I think Denver played okay on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, it wasn't very smart what they did at the end. But that could have definitely turned around if they just made a smarter decision. But what I will say is this: there's something going on with Bo Nix and forgive me, I forgot his name, the coach of the Denver Broncos.
Sean Payton.
What's that?
Right, hold on. Yeah, please, Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. Yes, there's something.
Elaborate. I gotta hear this because He was Sean Payton's token guy.
I know, and
He sat a quarterback down that was having a solid season for him because Bo Nix was supposed to be this savior. So elaborate. I need to know this.
Well, there was some type of like miscommunication. He like just brushed them off. If you go watch the replays of how he's pretty much brushing off Sean Payton, you will see that there's like some type of issue there. I don't know what it is. Because they won't say what it is, but they keep showing it on ESPN, and they showed it on a lot of the replays where they're showing them like arguing back and forth. So I don't know why he's like that towards him or what's going on, but I remember how hard he pushed for him to be the quarterback, the starting quarterback when he came in. So maybe we're going to find out later on, but there's some type of issue with the coaching, man. So that's all I got to say about that.
What about you, Brandon? What do you think?
I don't have too much. Like, it's kind of funny how just watching the NFL last week, they played like absolute shit and get the win. Yesterday we played pretty decent and lose. Like, week to week, how everything can be. You never know what you're gonna get next, and what it's just right now. I see them as fun because you don't really know what you're gonna get. So, I mean, if there's drama going on, that just makes them more fun to watch from a non-biased viewer. I think the Colts are right now the surprise, but I'm not going to get too high on them because you beat the Dolphins, and the Broncos were a playoff team last year, but they're still figuring out their identity, especially early on in the year. And we've seen teams, and I've seen teams start out 5-1 and end up 6-10. Like we saw the Saints look really good after 2 games last year, and they have been absolute trash ever since. So, you don't know what you're going to get moving forward, and that's why I love the NFL. Like it's really, as much as we sit here and do say like, oh, the Chiefs are going to win, and the Chiefs are going to here where they are, 0-2, and y'all would, they might go on. Who's to say the Giants are going to come in guns blazing, bringing out everything that they possibly can.
It's possible
any given Sunday. So so my thoughts on the Broncos and Colts and what's going on with the Broncos is like I love the NFL, bro.
I'll say this: pump the brakes. It's only week 2.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. This is Daniel Jones we talking about. But with that being said, I'm not gonna let them slide as easy as the rest of y'all just did, whereas as easy as Agent Solstice and Raj just did. I'm not gonna let them slide. You know why? Because we handpicked the Denver Broncos defense to be one of the top 3, not top 5, top 3 defenses coming into this season, and you just let Daniel Jones run amok on you. That's inexcusable. It's inexcusable.
But hold on, that's not Daniel Jones. I keep telling you, that's Indiana Jones. That's a whole different person.
No, that's
a whole different. Indiana Jones, Danny Dimes, Porn Star Jimmy, whoever the fuck. You let them run amok on the defense that was coin picked to be a top 3 defense this year. I'm calling it early. I see issues in Denver. Mark my words.
Yeah, there's something there. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Because Sean Payton is a diva head coach. When shit don't go the way he wanted to go, or when a little bit of fire come, he started throwing people under the bus and shit. Watch.
That's what I'm just saying they're fun. That's whether they're good or not. That's definitely subjective. But I'm just saying they're fun to watch from the non-biased perspective. Because you don't know what you're going to get, and you're probably going to get some drama.
Well, I think to his point, to R&B's point, it's kind of more or less of the fact that they haven't played up to par. Well, at least they didn't yesterday.
Right.
Like defensively.
Last week they didn't either. They were terrible last week.
That's what I'm saying.
I
They
don't even
definitely
remember
played better this week. They were
Who they play last week?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Wait,
I don't recall who they played last week, but I
Tennessee.
know it was a very boring and low-scoring game. Bo Nix played like shit. Yep, there you go. Tennessee.
Yeah, they played like shit last week. They played better this week, but lost. So it's,
But see, would we be having this conversation if they won? If that guy didn't do that, if he didn't jump over the
the leverage.
The leverage play, then would we be talking bad about them today?
I don't think so.
Who, Denver?
Yeah.
If they won what, yesterday?
Yeah, because they could have won if that guy didn't use that that lineman as a defender. I mean, as a leverage. He pushed off of him. If they didn't call it as a penalty, they would have won that game because he missed that field goal.
I'd still be saying the same thing I'm saying now, even in the win, because if they win, you still let Indiana Jones, Danny Dimes, however you want to call it, whoop your ass. And you're supposed to be a top 3 defense.
Which is correct. And I'm okay. But okay, let's look at it like this, right? It's week 2. And that's what we're saying. It's week 2. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. And it just happens that this is the second week and they're not gelling together. That's it. I'm not making excuses for them.
They gelled last week. They gelled together last week.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah, barely.
No, I'm saying the defense. The defense was damn good last week.
I mean, Tennessee looked terrible.
So are we saying we think the Colts are gonna actually be good this year then with Indiana Jones based off these first 2 weeks?
I don't know. I think we gotta wait until like mid-October to judge that, because like I said, you might catch them off guard. You might be catching teams off guard.
I mean, there's no film on Daniel Jones with the Colts up in
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing on them. They don't know. They don't know what to expect from Indiana Jones.
It may not be film on him as a Colts, but there's plenty of film on him overall for his career. This not a dude we talking about that was just drafted 2 years ago and ended up on the Colts. Like, no, this dude been in the league almost 7 years.
But he's playing different though.
It's plenty of. We've seen Daniel Jones have a good season. He did take the Giants to the playoffs along with Saquon that year. We've seen him have a good season before. It may not have lasted, but he's put together a good season.
Hey, maybe he's ready to do it again. I mean,
yeah,
maybe.
He's definitely going to, but in that division, maybe they can.
I'm sorry. It's my, dare I say, I must admit, it's my racial bias. I don't like Sean Payton. He reminds me of the fucking sheriff off of Life that locked Martin and them up.
Are you serious?
I just can't see past it. I think he's racist and I don't like him.
He might be. I'm not gonna lie. He might be. I'm not gonna lie. What was going on with Russell Wilson was horrible.
But you know what? I mean, you might be right about that, but he reminded me of Zoolander. Don't he look like Zoolander?
Raj, I'm telling you, go back and watch Life. And the sheriff that locked them up.
He does.
Y'all boys that look like that fella. Then y'all done had a lot to drink tonight.
He does look like him. He does. Oh my God. That's great. Yeah, that's crazy.
Fellas, I gotta run. I said I gotta run.
All right. Well, yeah, I was about to wrap it up anyway.
Make sure to stretch first.
Did he miss the field goal? I'm about to say he missed the field goal. All right, never mind.
But yeah, all I wanted to do was the picks for the week. I don't know if you have time for that, Raj, but I'm just gonna go, and if you gotta go ahead. But we're just gonna do the picks for the week and close off the show.
All right, go for it.
All right, so we got Thursday night's game, Dolphins Bills.
Come on.
Do we really? Did you really have to mention that?
It's there, so I have to do it. I'm just gonna say we're all gonna go with the Bills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me the Dolphins.
We got the Bengals. We got the Bengals and the Vikings.
Oh man. I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
I'm gonna say Vikings too.
Who's at home?
Vikings.
Who's at home, Mike?
Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings are home. I'm gonna go Vikings.
Give me fuck it. Give me the Bengals. They started 3-0 for the first time under Joe Burrow.
Mm.
All right. Steelers, Patriots.
Huh?
Joe Burrow's not playing.
Hold on. What you mean Joe Burrow not playing? What did I miss? I've been at work since yesterday.
You missed a lot then, bro. What?
I've been at work since yesterday.
Oh man, yeah, he's out, bro. He's got turf toe. Grade 3.
Surgery.
Months, dude.
He might be gone. He might be gone for the season.
Turf toe?
Yeah. What? Okay, what's the proper term? The doctor's term. What's it? Plantar fasciitis? I don't know how to pronounce it.
The plantar fasciitis is just something different.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the heel plantar. Mostly basketball players get that.
So what does he got? It's a proper doctor term.
I don't know the proper term. It's just a hyperextended your toe. Ligaments in your big toe are hyperextended.
These dudes are fucking pussies, man. They are, man. We done seen Donovan McNabb compete on one leg, on a broken leg in the playoffs. And this dude out with fucking turf toe? You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. Give me the Vikings. God damn.
Steelers at Patriots.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers. It's a must win for the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them too.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers. I say they bounce back in New England.
Yeah, I'm feeling Steelers too.
From yesterday.
Colts at Titans.
I'm gonna go with the Colts.
I'm going Indiana Jones, baby.
Indiana Jones got it, man. I'm telling you, he's a whole new dude. He's a whole new dude.
Falcons at Panthers. I'm going Falcons.
Falcons.
Jets at Bucks.
I hate the Jets right now, man. You know, I'm going with the Jets.
Would you hate Baker Mayfield more?
Yeah, especially now because Baker's acting like he forgot how to play football and throw it. So I'm going with the Jets.
They lost last night?
Who, the Jets?
No, the Bucks.
No, they playing right now.
No, they play. Yeah, that's right. Atlanta played last night. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I'm going. Damn. See, I don't know what the Jets quarterback situation gonna look like. So
who is their backup?
Tyrod Taylor.
I gotta go with the Buccaneers.
Tyrod not a bad backup, but he is who he is. He's a backup.
Yeah, and he's injury prone.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, the damn Bucks forgot how to tackle. Flag on the play, holding on the offense. Anyway,
Packers at Browns. I'm going Green Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, we going Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Raiders at Commanders.
Raiders.
I don't know who the Commanders' backup is. But I'm gonna go with the Commanders. Now I'm gonna go with the Raiders, unless Jaden Daniels plays.
Is Jaden Daniels injured?
Yeah, I forgot what he did. Dude. I forgot. He's day to day though.
He's been kind of slow to start this year.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Out the gate.
Curious to see how the Chargers Raiders game goes.
Battle of 2-0s. Rams at Eagles.
Eagles.
Eagles. You know what?
Rams.
No, I take that back. Give me Rams. Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Rams. Texans at Jaguars. Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna go with the Texans.
I'm gonna take the Jaguars.
I'm gonna take the
I'm gonna take the
Jaguars
Jags.
too.
I'm gonna take the Jags as well. Jags actually been surprisingly playing decent football to start the year so far.
I don't know how they lost yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know either. They definitely.
Oh, they
Denver
find
at the
new
Chargers.
ways to lose.
Denver at Chargers.
Chargers.
Chargers. Saints at Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Give me Seahawks.
Give me the Seahawks. Yeah.
I'm going against the grain. Fuck the Seahawks right now. The Saints.
That's fair. That's fair.
Cardinals at 49ers.
49ers.
Both of them 2-0. 49ers got some injuries. I'm going with the Cardinals.
I'm taking the Cardinals.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, sir.
Are you serious right now? Nick
I'm
Chubb
gonna
just
take
ran
the
it in.
Cardinals.
It's ridiculous, man.
Wow.
Cowboys at Bears.
Oh. Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Cowboys. I think they come in with a vengeance to embarrass Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think them boys win it too. Oh, man. What might be an epic game of the week. Both 0-2. The Chiefs at the Giants.
I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Oh, damn.
The
I'ma
Chiefs
tell
bounce
you.
back this week.
The Giants used all their offense last week. They're going to be slow and sluggish. We're going with Kansas City.
Not playing Kyrie alone. I'm going to take the Chiefs.
Now, this is going to be a tough one. Detroit at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
I gotta take Baltimore, man. I just don't. They seem to have our number every time we play them. Whether it's Justin Tucker with miraculous record-setting kicks, or they just whoop our. It's always either a tight game where we lose in the end, or they whoop our ass. So the last time they whooped our ass, so this probably gonna be one of them tight ones that we lose in the end. But I gotta roll with Baltimore. He seemed to have Detroit's number, but he can't have Patrick Mahomes or Josh's.
Right.
It's a tough game to pick. Considering the Ravens have played 2 real good weeks and that the Lions played good last week, but the Ravens, Derrick Henry only had 23 yards. Something's telling me to pick the Lions, but I'm going to pick Baltimore. Baltimore at home. So, all right, well, guys.
Hey, Mike, real quick before you leave, I know Raj got to do it, but I got to ask you real quick, just you before before we leave out. What do you think about that trash ass running game in Pittsburgh, and what the fuck can they do to address it to get things going in the right direction? Because Jalen Warren on 14 carries for I think 48 yards. That's not gonna get it done. That's not gonna get it done at all.
It's completely horrible, and very, very sad. I don't understand why you let Najee Harris walk. The guy
He didn't look good,
but in 4 seasons he gave you 1,000 yards. So maybe he didn't look good, but statistically he gave you 1,000-yard seasons each season he was there. So now if you had a comparable plan, which I knew Jalen Warren was good as a backup. A number 2 or backup, right? To give him a rest. Sure, he can break off, give you a little 30, 40 or whatever, but it's bad. And they need to find a way to make it better. I don't know how they do that. I don't know who's out there. But the thing is, Pittsburgh's always been big on running the ball. And if they cannot get the ball, be able to rush the ball, it ain't going to open up the pass game. That's the reason why we struggled partially yesterday too, was they couldn't run the ball. So, play action don't work. A lot of
Right.
things that worked week one did not work.
It did not work. Hey, so
week one. What did you say?
I was just gonna throw it out there to you too for a stat. Najee Harris, he just signed with the Chargers this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, and being it's only week two, this would be with Pittsburgh. So far, his career average rushing yards per game is 62.6. That's why they let him walk. Because I understand Theus on, you know what I'm saying, he was 1,000-yard rusher, but we got to break it down a little more. Like, how many attempts was he getting to get to 1,000 yards? How many averages per yards was he averaging, in a game or whatever? So to me, I like Najee coming out of college. I definitely thought he was going to be good, especially in a franchise like Pittsburgh that's been predicated on having great running backs and a good running game. But it just did not look. It didn't look good when he was there. It was a wasted pick. And credit, one thing I will put in his favor is that they didn't do him any favors with the offensive line today. They have not had a good offensive line since the Pouncey boy left. And, all those big boys that they had along with him, it's not been the same. They have not retooled it.
Well, I think that, I mean, to in a sense, you're right, but, when you are getting right now, 62 yards is better than both weeks of what we've had. That's another thing, you just got to really, I look at it as a perspective. It just sucks. It just sucks that they really don't have any identity in the run game, and they don't have any identity defensively right now. So they just really have to, they really got to figure this thing out.
Right.
They really got to figure this thing out, because if they don't, it's gonna be over for them. And I'm just not. They still got to revamp the team. Obviously Rodgers isn't the long-term answer. I don't know if the guy we drafted is Will Howard. That remains to be seen. Our other running back just doesn't understand the rules of football, I guess. It's just.
So do you think they need to make a trade? Because remember we talked about this before, and I said when you bring in Aaron Rodgers for this year and you don't draft Shador Sanders, you don't take a quarterback in the draft at all until you get to the later rounds with Will Howard. To me, that tells me that you are not really trying to rebuild. You still think you can win now and want to win now. Now, I didn't agree with the whole Jalen Ramsey trade when it came to giving up Mika.
Right.
I think they should have held on to him, but at the same time, it's almost like they have not retooled as well as Pittsburgh normally were retooled. So, do you think at some point they try to make a move to try to improve the running game, or do you think they maybe try to make a? You don't really see linemen get dealt during the season. That's normally in the off season or something like that. You don't see linemen get dealt, so I don't see how they can really fix the offensive line more than what it is now. But maybe it'll be some options out there at running back that you could explore.
Yeah, I mean they have to figure something out. You're not gonna be able to run the game like this or play like this all season. It's not. It's not gonna work. You need both. You just not gonna be able to run the ball. If you can't run the ball effectively, it's over. You know, why keep doing the same thing? You know,
Yeah.
and if you, like I said, if you had a better plan or a better idea of what you could get, you know, then great. But this wasn't the plan. This wasn't going to work.
Right,
This
right,
wasn't going
right.
to work. And they need, you know, like I knew Jalen Warren wasn't the answer. You know, if you were going to let Harris walk, all right, cool, whatever. But I just knew Warren wasn't it. Because, like I said, you
Yeah.
could tell what guys are a solidified number two or are good in a 1-2 punch that goes for receivers as well as running backs. Excuse me.
Okay. I agree. I agree. I agree. I just want to know your thoughts on that one. What you think, Brandon? Or my bad, Agent Solstice.
So we're still talking about the Steelers and Najee Harris, right? I just got to
Yeah.
question somebody. Sorry. So I just did the math real quick. 1,000 yards in a season is nowhere near as a big a deal as it used to be. It's only like 59 a game with its being 7.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, you need a running game. You need something like that's been something that for the longest time up until we got James Cook that everyone's saying like the Bills could really use somebody to take the load off of Josh Allen, and now we got James Cook, and he was given a game like yesterday where he really didn't have to do shit. So you really do, especially for an older quarterback like Rodgers, you need to have something taking the load off of him. And I still definitely don't like the way they played their quarterback situation. I would have wanted nothing to do with Rodgers because it's like if you're gonna win with Rodgers, you really got to have like a bit of a super team. It feels like that's how Peyton Manning won his final ring was that the defense basically carried his corpse over the over the finish line. Like I don't see much. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, they played well. Like the main thing that killed you was that special teams play yesterday. That was
It changed the whole
So like it's not even like
whole
Aaron's
game.
playing bad. It's still just and that's very
And the one pick he threw wasn't even on him. The wide receiver dropped it.
like so
Neither pick that he threw was his fault.
yeah.
I thought he only threw one. He threw more than one.
Threw one in the end zone. It hit
That,
it hit off the
that's the
receiver's
one I
hands.
saw.
Yeah, no, there was another one later. He threw down the field. The receiver popped it up and it got picked off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that just sucks. So yeah.
So
Right now, it kind of just feels like a bit of a I mean, for you guys, you had some shit go your way the first game, had shit go away from you the second game. Just got to be more consistent. I could totally see you guys. I mean, if the Steelers are really like rah rah rah, like we can absolutely make a run for the Super Bowl. If they really feel like it, go for it. Because I, as a Bills fan, am like pounding the table, like with the Rams were like fuck them picks. Like I don't give a shit about our next 2 first-round picks. Trade them away. Go get us a defensive superstar. Like get us over the hump. Period. I mean, granted, yesterday was very encouraging. Joey Bosa, awesome right now. So, like, at this point, it's just like keep everybody healthy till January. I don't care about Josh will do Josh and that. So, if the Steelers feel that they can make that sort of move, they should go and try and up. Yeah, I'm sure you can find a better running back somewhere if you really need it, but like, it's gonna be.
what about A-Chain?
That would be a good one. Yeah, I like that. That'd be a good pick. But yeah, to RMB's point, it is hard and unlikely to get linemen mid-year. So I definitely agree that the Steelers could up their running game, but I don't necessarily know if Najee was the answer because he is kind of
mid.
He'll do he'll get if it's 3rd and 3, he'll get you the 3, but he's getting it 3.1 at
At best. He's not gonna get 5.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. He'll get you the thing, but not anything more than that. You need a little more if you're going to rock with Aaron Rodgers at the age of 41. So that's where I stand.
Okay. I just kind of want to know y'all thoughts on that, and shit, especially with Mike being a Pittsburgh guy. I just want to know because I missed a lot getting off so late. So
No, you're good.
No worries. No worries. Well, hopefully it'll work out a little better next week, and we can get on a little earlier. But
Well, we all picked you to win, and as a Bills fan, I'll be rooting for you.
Well, gentlemen, always a pleasure. We'll do this again next week. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and we'll be back next week with another episode of Nerdcamp Sports. Peace.
Have a good night, guys.
deuces, y'all be safe.
You too.